Hi there, folks. Once again, it's me, your friendly blah 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 blah. Um, Welcome once again to these less than 20-minute reiteration series. Because I'm basically stuck without a video editing suite in my computer, I found a way of still making videos by taking them directly out of the camera and then straight onto YouTube. So I can't do any editing, and I can't add any titles or graphics or music or anything like that. So since I can't create any whole new subjects as it is, some people have asked me to speak again, to reiterate on topics that I've spoken on or spoken before of in the past. And so that's what I'm doing. And so basically, like all these topics since the past, I don't know, a dozen or so, ever since the first one I posted a few weeks ago, Animals in Heaven. All the videos since then have been reiterations of videos that I've already spoken about. And so will this one be as well. And this one is on the amazing cool dream that I had. I think it was last year or the year before that. Again, you can go back in the past videos and or go into the toolbar that's above all the videos where it says videos, and you'll see a little magnifying glass. That's the YouTube search engine. So if you use the magnifying glass in somebody's channel and type in a keyword, it'll bring up the videos in that particular channel's library. So if you go to that magnifying glass and you click on Eternity Partners, like the last video I did, you'll find all the videos that I did regarding that subject. And I think the reiteration one I did yesterday was number 4, I think. Anyway, so for this one, I did 3 other videos on Heaven's Libraries. And for those of you that don't know about it, I had a really cool, amazing dream a while back. And I'll just go through it quickly without getting into a lot of details. Again, if you want any details, just go back in the past videos, do the search on Heaven's Libraries, and you'll hear me going into detail about it. But anyway, basically, what this dream was is I found myself in it looked like an old school library. There were wooden shelves, everything was nicely varnished. It looked like one of those old Victorian libraries. But the room was pretty small. It was only about 12 feet by 12 feet by about 12 feet high. But there were shelves, lots and lots of shelves, and lots of books in there. Books of varying sizes, varying thicknesses. And then I went, or I turned around in the dream from looking at all the books and walking through the corridor of shelves. Then I came upon this desk against the wall. And there was nobody sitting in the desk. And behind the desk was a set of double doors. And these wooden doors, they open up, and they led down to an even larger room. And I mean, this one looked like it was an airplane hangar, but it was the size of a football field. And the shelves that they had there were all, you could say, transparent. They were made out of some kind of metal, some kind of solid object, but it's metal that is so pure that it's transparent. And the walls and the frame of the whole building, again, it was the same thing. Metal so pure it was transparent. So the whole place looked invisible, except when the light reflected off this invisible metal. Then you could tell that there was something there. But all the shelves in this particular room were all empty, and I could sense that in the room that was outside of this larger room, this hangar-sized room, that particular room was only loosely called a room because it extended on until forever and forever in all directions up and all directions down and all directions behind. It just went on forever and ever and forever and ever and ever. And so the interpretation I got from that dream while I was still dreaming is that first library with all those books, that was all the stuff that we human beings got right when it comes to science, when it comes to everything that we've learned, everything that we've discovered, everything that we've created, everything that we've designed, everything that we've built, everything that was glorious and godly and did some good in the world. Everything that, as I said, as we human beings got right, all that information, all that discovery, it was recorded in these books, in this library. All the recipes that we got, all the findings, all the things that we've built, all the instructions, everything that was good and glorious, and everything that was great, even in terms of science, the stuff that we've discovered about the universe, about the quantum nature of things, from the macro universe to the micro universe, all the discoveries that we've made, everything that we got right about science, again, was in this one library. And that was everything from Adam and Eve up until the last person that was raptured. Because during the tribulation, there's not going to be much discovery. It's all just Satan destroying everybody. And then it's after the tribulation that the best time in mankind that we will ever see, or up until that point, will come along. And that will be what the second room is about. That one that was the size of the football field, and it was built like a hangar, and all the shelves were empty. That is going to be everything that we discover and learn and build and write down and explore during the 1,000 years of peace. We are going to be doing so much more than we can now, because right now we're limited by our flesh, we're limited by our sin, we're limited by finances, we're limited by this satanic worldly system that requires people to struggle to get money in order to do things. It forces people to work at jobs that they don't really enjoy because they have to pay bills, they have to pay rent, they have this whole world system, this whole 9-to-5 system to deal with. And that's all created by the devil. But it's something that God has allowed because we need to overcome that struggle in order to become the better people that we are, in order to send ahead the treasures, the rewards, and the gifts that we get for overcoming this struggle that we have to deal with in this satanic world system. But during the 1,000 years of peace, that is not going to be there. There's going to be no Satan. There's going to be no temptation. There will still be people living and working in the flesh, but they won't have the same avenues of temptation as we do now. Because again, there's going to be no Satan. There's going to be no devil. There's going to be nobody there tempting their flesh. There's just going to be you wise virgins, you prayer warriors, you servants of the Lord. Once we get that wedding ceremony underway, and once the Lord has given us our positions of authority, when the time comes for our places down during the 1,000 years of peace, the population of flesh beings, the survivors of Armageddon, as they grow, they're going to be repopulating the planet, and they're going to need people there to guide them in the right ways, to guide them in the godly ways, to guide them in the Christ-like ways. And that's what you servants are for. You servants right now are learning everything you can about how to live your life in a Christ-like way, so that everything that we learn in this particular hard life right now, we can take over into the 1,000 years of peace, when Jesus will give us our positions, where we will rule and reign with him during the 1,000 years of peace. And everything that we build, everything that we discover, everything that we design, everything that we bake and make, again, will be recorded in books, and it will be placed in that library. And that library I don't know, it must have had a 100-foot ceiling, however high the ceilings are in an airplane hangar, 100 feet, 80 feet, whatever it is, and the size of a football field. So they had shelves everywhere. So we are going to be doing a whole lot during the 1,000 Years of Peace. We're going to be discovering a whole lot. Everybody that's there during the 1,000 Years of Peace, the regenerated servants as well as the flesh and blood people, they're going to be working in positions because God has given them that skill, and they enjoy working in those positions, whatever it be it a farmer, be it a cook, be it a hotel manager, be it an architect, be it a space traveler, a miner, whatever. It doesn't really matter. God has designed everybody with their own personal innate skills and talents. And we discover that, a lot of us discover that now in the here and now, but a lot of us don't too, because of the system that we have to deal with. A lot of us have to keep our talents and our natural tendencies for our skills. We have to keep that tucked down inside as a desire of our heart, because we just can't afford to do it. We just can't afford to be a sailor, or we just can't afford to be a space explorer, or we can't afford to be a train engineer, or the stuff that we've always desired to do as a job or an occupation. Sometimes we get to do it, and sometimes we have to give up on that because we live in this 9-to-5 system. But during the 1,000 Years of Peace, you wise servants, not only will you be rulers during the 1,000 years, but you will also get to start new careers too. I know for myself, I would like to have at least 10 100-year-long careers. But knowing the way I am, I get bored quite easily of a particular job. So I'll probably turn that into 20, 50-year-long careers, or some sort of dividend of that. Break it up, because I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again. I get quite bored, and I need a new challenge. So I'm sure there will be times when I have a three-year-long career doing something I've never done before, and then there'll be some things that I really love doing that I will have a 25-year-long career. I mean, we've got 1,000 years to develop new talents. If you've ever wanted to learn to play the piano, the 1,000 Years of Peace is time to do it. If you ever wanted to go extreme skiing down a mountain, that'll be the time to do it, because you'll have your regenerated bodies, and if you wipe out, you'll never get hurt, you'll never get injured, so you'll be able to explore and do things that you've always wanted to without fear of injury. You can even explore the outer reaches of the solar system. Go check out those gas veins on Jupiter and Saturn. You can fly around the solar system in your regenerated body, because you'll be beyond the laws of nature. You'll be both part of the time-space universe as well as eternity. You'll be made of earthly matter as well as heavenly matter. So thinking yourself from one part of the solar system, it'd be quite easy during the 1,000 Years of Peace. You could even walk along the bottom of the ocean or on the surface of the moon, and you don't have to worry about breathing. You can walk on the surface of the sun, because you can, and you can do it without fear of harm or anything, because that's one of the coolest gifts that's one of the cooler gifts that our Heavenly Father will be giving us, is to be able to go beyond the laws of nature, to go beyond the laws of physics. And then after the 1,000 Years of Peace, then comes the end of time itself, because I believe those two libraries, they were structured because time is structured. Time has a beginning and time has an end. And at the end of the 1,000 Years of Peace, that's when time ends. And so when God moves the heavenly city from heaven onto the face of the earth, He's going to do away with the sun. We won't need the sun anymore, because God will be providing the light on the earth, and the whole earth is going to be eternalized. So everything that we build during the 1,000 Years of Peace is going to be made to last forever. And there won't be any day or night on the earth. We will all just be living one glorious, long, extended day. We will never need to sleep. We will be eternally immortal. We can rest if we want. We can close our eyes and dream and go explore the dream realm. We can go have fun and games while we close our eyes and get into our subconscious, or we can stay awake for 1,000 years at a time. But after the 1,000 years of peace, again, comes that one long, glorious day where we will be released to go explore the rest of the universe and to go see what else is there. I would imagine it's going to take at least 1,000 years or more to explore our particular galaxy. And then it'll take a few more 1,000 years to go explore the other galaxies. But however long it takes, that third library is unending. We're going to keep on discovering and keep on exploring. So I can see my time is coming to an end here in these reiteration videos. So that's about it in terms of my speaking again on Heaven's Libraries. So again, if you want to get into more details, click on the little magnifying glass and look up Heaven's Libraries, and you'll see the other things that I talked about as well. So that's about it. There's so much more to do in the time-space universe that's ahead of us during the 1,000 years of peace and beyond. And there's just as much to do in the heavenly realms after the rapture, once we get to heaven. And oh yeah, after the 1,000 years of peace, that's when God combines the eternal realms of heaven with the time-space universe that we have right now. So we get a totally brand new universe and a totally brand new heaven. That's why the Bible says, heaven and earth will pass away, but his word will last forever. Heaven and earth, they don't really pass away. They just, they stop being what they are now, and they become a whole new thing. So heaven as it is right now will eventually change into a new heaven that's combined with the earth. And the earth will change eventually after the 1,000 years of peace into a whole new kind of earth when it's combined with heaven. So in that sense, heaven and earth will pass away, but God's word will last forever. So anyway, before I start digressing and this thing just stops, I will just leave it at that. So thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you at the Eastgate meetup. So take care, stay in prayer. We will see you in Jesus' kingdom somewhere over there, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of you up in the air. Alrighty, remember, Jesus rules.